AITA for telling my sister that I won't change my wedding. I 27F and getting married to my fiancé 29 in a couple of months. We are having a traditional lavish Indian wedding which has been a dream of mine since childhood. I grew up in a mixed household. My father is Hindu and my mother is Christian. While we celebrated both religions growing up, I've always felt more connected to my father's Hindu traditions. My sister Sarah 25F is also getting married around the same time. She identifies more with our mother's Christian faith and is planning a traditional Christian wedding. Recently Sarah approached me, expressing concerns that our weddings being close together might overshadow hers, especially since mine is more extravagant and involves multiple days of celebration. Sarah asked if I could either tone down my wedding, consider postponing it, or even make it a fully Christian ceremony to balance things out. She believes that having two weddings so close together with one being significantly grander would take attention away from hers and create unnecessary stress for our family, who will have to juggle both events. I told her that I understand her concerns, but I've been planning this wedding for over a year, and it means a lot to me to have it the way I've always imagined. I also pointed out that our cultural backgrounds are different, and both weddings will be special in their own ways. Additionally, postponing my wedding would be a huge inconvenience and financial burden for us, given the extensive preparations and bookings already in place. Our wedding dates are 3 weeks apart. We have separate guest lists, but there is some overlap with close family and mutual friends. My mother is siding with Sarah and believes I should change my wedding to a fully Christian ceremony, or at least incorporate significant Christian elements. My father, on the other hand, supports my decision and believes that both of us should have the weddings we want. Sarah was very upset and accused me of being selfish and not caring about her feelings. She thinks I'm prioritizing my wedding over our family's well-being. My mother has started going overboard, constantly criticizing my decision and even threatening not to attend my wedding unless I change it to a Christian ceremony. She's been calling extended family members to persuade them to side with Sarah and boycott my wedding if I don't comply. My father supports my decision and believes that both of us should have the weddings we want. He has been trying to mediate, but the situation is getting more tense by the day. Sarah and I have always had a complicated relationship, and while we support each other, there's often been tension due to our different personalities and choices. Now, I'm feeling torn. I don't want to hurt my sister or cause any family rift, but I also don't want to sacrifice my dream wedding. Also, not in her bridal party or any other things but her wedding as I have mine. Also, I inherited a lot from great-grandfather as he was Hindu and he gave it to me, as I was as well. I gave my sister 40 of what he gave me and no one is helping with wedding costs. AITA for telling my sister that I won't change my wedding. Edit. A lot of people have asked who has scheduled their wedding first, and I have to say it was me. When I was proposed to, I asked all my family when they would be available and chose my wedding date. Then that took around 3-4 weeks. During that time my sister and her boyfriend were having a fight and weren't talking, but I don't know why. But once he proposed, my sister asked that we have our wedding on the same day, same venue, and I have Christian wedding like her. I declined and she decided to go cry to our mom, but my dad wouldn't take any of my mom's shit. She ended up choosing a date 3 weeks later. Update. So I went to try and talk to my sister, but she didn't let me in unless I told her I would have a Christian ceremony. I declined and left. My mom called me later on telling me I am a piece of shit for ruining my sister's big day. Honestly, I would have had my wedding months ago, but when a price checked mine and my fiance's horoscope, we didn't have a date until a year later. I have talked to all my vendors and though they don't do password protection, they agreed to it. Later on I found out my mom wanted to change my bridal lehenga and my party decor. Luckily they didn't let her. Also, my wedding has all of our distant relatives as well as close family. The wedding my side alone has 1734 people. Altogether we have a guest list of 3,600. My sister tried to get everyone, but she didn't try and coordinate that much. She just sent the invite and told people to spread the word. All my guests are being accommodated by me and my in-laws. My inheritance included a huge castle mansion sort of thing which has 100 rooms. I know it's large, but it is really old and the rest have been booked into resorts by me and my in-laws. My sister didn't offer this.